charged by the day, charged by the block, like what that would look like.
That's a lot of concrete. So let's get digging this fucking hole. That's like my savings account sitting out there in the yard. Don't look like shit. How the fuck are you gonna get that out now? Grab a tape and verify that's 25 feet off of that.
You grab that laser.
I bet this is still not gonna be out of the ground in this corner here. Yeah. That's still gonna be 4 feet, will still be below. Back to original, right? Go 3 foot above it. That's where we're gonna start cutting this. Hold it over there and show me where 3 foot is, will you? Go towards that stake, but you're gonna be way high, so just let me know when it starts. I guess you're already a little above it, aren't you?
Yeah, just needs to come down here early.
We can start cutting this down to grade, to that grade, and over. And then we're only going 4 foot, so let's mark 4 feet off. This wall only goes 4 foot down, 4 foot this direction. Have to daylight it though, which is even at 4 feet, it's probably still gonna be below, so you just daylight that out.
That old dude out there wanted to fucking fight.
That cocksucker?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I drove past him and he went to walk around his dump truck without looking, and I fucking locked him up. Like there's he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Is he clearing that lot up there or something?
No, the landscaping dude.
I need more than under my belt, to be honest.
So let's get digging this fucking hole. I just dig all the footings at whatever's on that too. If that's 30 or 36.
Yeah.
Call South McDowell Quarry and see if they've even got pea gravel, because these footings can be filled with pea gravel.
You gotta dig it out the whole way.
Skeleton raps, took a trip back home, went to hell in the back. Head down, now I know where I'm at. Body at the cemetery, taking dope to the head. 50 bullets to the neck, with the team that sex. I kill the scene with every breath that I got in my chest. Killing gold, stripping down my rib cage, sipping. Straight from the mask, got ash where I'm stepping. Hopping out the grave, dead boy weapon. Remember when we used to drink pipes from the resin. Step up in a bucket, whipping up.
Take 20 loads of waste over to Chris's. Same stuff you hauled for the culverts.
Right.
And the dozer.
Where do you mean start dumping it at the very back?
I'll come run the dozer. I'll meet you there.
Steven's moving the 50 right now, so you just want me to go ahead and start getting on race or wait for him to get back here.
No, you go get a load, he can move to the dozer.
And you're footing down the center of this. It's not just the perimeter, remember? I'm trying to pull up the fucking plan now, but it won't load.
Is that what you sent me?
I just sent you the Superior Wall plan. We need the house plan, which it's an attachment on Jobber, so maybe you can pull it up. Porch comes off 12 feet too, so
Yeah.
we really need to cut a bench in this. And we can't put any of that dirt that way on the septic. But we probably need to come in here and slope this down to a bench and slope again so it's not this drastic. Well, most of it Ethan can do, you know. Really, even like cutting this bench in, that's all mini work until he gets the bench. Really, even once he gets the bench cut, then he needs to turn and slope the banks in, so it's all mini work.
The single line over the land and get all that brush from the first lot and burn it too.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I don't know how you'll do that though, because it won't dump unless you take the tailgate off of it. You know, the brush won't dump in it.
I take the chip truck over.
Yeah, that would be fine.
You want them to burn every pile of
Everything that needs to be burned. Just try to take advantage of being wet right now. We need to call Nikki and tell her to update the burning permit too, so we'll get our asses burned up in there. And they're moving brush and burning it over there. You can come back here and dig all these with Ethan. I'd like to get this done. That over there don't pay the bills, you know. I'll text you that measurement, but it'll go from center of that wall to the center of this
Is that
wall.
what those stakes are?
And this is where that breezeway starts. I don't know if from that stake to that stake is 32 feet. And it could be right here where this bump out's at. Or it could be a couple feet over right here because there's a set of steps right there, and I don't know on which side, because there is really no framing plan. They're gonna build it to what we do, so I just need to see what side of the steps they want the load bearing wall to be on, you know. Probably this side, because it's closer to center.
I'm not doing that.
That's fucking 7 foot deep, so the walls are gonna be 3 foot below grade. So if you want to get on the skid steer, I'll cut some of this back so that when they set them, the walls will be right, and I'll throw it back to you.
Just blade it down the hill.
This foot and lay this block up to Carlos's feet so they can set the superior wall right on that. I don't want them to set the superior wall and then we're having to like, you know, put a foot and a block underneath it. You know? I don't want to dig his foot and they're too slow. I don't have the patience for it. You can dig the walkout doesn't, you can dig with the 18th, but it's going to be poured, you know. All right, be the superior wall. From this one to that one, this can just be 18 by 12 deep, 18 inches wide.
Everything else 35 by 14?
Yeah, except the garage. It only has to be 6 inches deep, so you can get them going through. This needs to drop another 6 inches here for our pea gravel to go in. Yeah, because right now it's the bottom of the wall. So we need to go down to, so let them just go through and cut this 6 inches. Needs to get blown out, this corner, because this wall will go right here. So at the 4 feet it needs to be blown out right there.
I got this retaining wall project. We brought the wall up about 20 feet already. We gotta go up another like 12 feet.
Sheesh.
We've been going in, backfilling the wall, taking like 2 days to get up about 4 courses, and then his guys were coming in, stacking 4 courses, and we were coming in and then backfilling is going 2 days. We're backfilling the back of it while you're laying. That's a possibility to do that.
That's typically what we do. Is I'll have guys running a row out ahead of me while the guys on the machine backfilling and packing. You know.
Yeah, because it's about each row is about 110 block long, and the backfill's like 25 foot. You know, behind the wall.
Yeah. So
it's a pretty big area.
Yeah, we could definitely stay ahead of you, I'd say, because that's a lot to backfill. Where's it at?
It's in Boone. It's on a road called.
Boy, you just love fucking traveling, don't you?
I guess so. I didn't know, like, you know, if you charge by the day, charge by the block, like what that would look like.
You know, normally I've never done it that way. So normally we would just charge by the square foot for the whole job. But if you're doing, you know, the backfill part of it, and all we're doing is stacking and laying geo, I mean, I could probably just do it by a man-hour rate, and I'd have to leave a supervisor up there with those guys who would work as well, you know. But when are you needing to get started on it?
Thursday, ideally.
Okay.
Because this got brought up on me yesterday.
Okay, no problem. I'm sure I can help you out. I mean, I got plenty of man labor, fortunately, you know.
I'll be totally transparent with you. I have like $9 per block on that job. That's just what I'm charging. You know, I don't care if I really make much on it, you know?
Yeah, I gotcha.
As long as I can get the fucking wall done.
Well, we should be able to make money at that. These guys have done so many of those walls, but I'm sure I can help you out.
Oh, yeah, I'll send you the address, get your head wrapped around it.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, no problem. I'll see you.
All right, so wish we had that corner, because, you know, superior wall will turn here.
Yeah.
And we'll need to, this will need to be footing and block. And then just
Take this one out.
yeah, see, the problem with Superior is they're not going to go off of a pin.
Yeah.
they're just gonna say, okay, well, and then they're gonna start laying their shit out. And so with this wide of a footing, the whole house can move so much that if we dig only an 18-inch footing or block, and they lay their shit in and it don't line up, we lay our steps going up here, and wherever if their house goes further over and the wall ends shorter here and our footing is to the side, then so the only thing we could really do to combat that is also pour a fucking wide ass footing, and that's a bunch more concrete, you know.
This ain't that tall though, really. I thought it was taller yesterday.
Well, from our feet where the block will start to the top of the wall is fucking tall. That's probably 10, 11 feet, huh? Dude, looking at 10 feet of block right here is gonna look like shit. There should be a wing wall right there that we can backfill against, which would really make this a whole lot stronger.
With dirt, you mean?
Yeah, like, so this wall would come out and then turn to the 45, the block wall, which would make any lateral pressure, and then we can backfill in so that you don't have to. Plus, with all this backfill, some of it's gonna need to come over this side anyway. I just got off the phone with, they're doing a keystone block, which is like the Versa blocks we stack. He's got no labor now to stack the block in the geo, but he still wants to do the backfill. So I guess what he's been doing with someone is they've been working for 2 days, stacking like 4 courses and putting the geo in and then leaving, and he'll come in and backfill. And he just called him, I guess it's not working out or something with that other guy, and he wants us to go up there. It's all the way in fucking Boone though. And I just told him I'd like to, if we're gonna do it, I'd like to just stay on it. I don't want to do the 2 days on and off. That he said it's 20 feet of backfill behind it. I said, well, we can surely stay ahead of you. He wants to start on that on Thursday.
Be good. We don't need them Thursday for the demo.
Exactly. Yeah.
You wanna just wait for this, or?
I don't know. Not really. We need to keep rolling.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just have to dig them wide. We asked one of them for a tape and some paint. How many laborers could we send up there?
5.
6. We really need one person at least at the demo. We'll have to come over, and then we'll just have to center everything since we don't have our pins.
All right.
So, you know, we'll have to come over and turn here, you know.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to build a batter box right here, because when this footing and the upper footing overlap, I prefer like 2 feet of overlap, you know, so it's not just stop straight down, because that's very weak. So if you can overlap, so we would need to build a batter box out about 2 feet here, all right? And then this will drop down 16 inches from our grade there. So we're only gonna have this one giant step.
All right. It ain't even that big of a step. Well, I guess it is from the ground,
5,
but
yeah.
from up there, it's not.
Nah, you've only got the one, but this will be this from that grade. You know, that's the top. The top of your form has to be at that grade up there, all the way down to the top of this footing. So you know, if from here to there is 5 feet, that's how tall. So that is, normally you only go about 2 or 3 blocks at a time, 16 to 24 inches. So it's a huge fucking step, but it doesn't matter how big it is. We'll just tie this block into it.
So pull 16 off the grade or off the top of the gravel?
Off the top of the gravel. Our concrete will go right to the gravel. And our concrete needs to, you'll have to center that and come over 4 feet, which is where our superior wall will end. And I'd like for our concrete to go underneath. So if you pulled over 3 feet, our concrete would be a foot under. So the end of that wall would sit on the concrete footing, you know? And ideally we pour this, this, and this, and then they set the walls, and then we put our block up against it. So we won't pour that because that'll be in the slab, you know, it'll just be formed on the outside. But I'd like to get this poured, they set the walls, then we'll do the block. But, excuse me, we also need to do, so from 3 feet over around, I'd come into this just a little bit. Like if the center of the wall should be here, then I guess really we should come all the way over and just make sure we're an inch or 2 lower than this, so we can put a little pea gravel on it. Same thing up there, you know, our concrete height we would want just a little bit lower. We'll kind of buffer it with the pea gravel. So footing needs to start here, go to that pin, over, up, all the way to the 3-foot mark. So what you need to do is square this up a little bit. It's gonna be center of this, yeah, straight in line with that. So, and goddamn, we got a 3-foot wide footing. So when you build this batter box, this is gonna need to be built strong as a motherfucker. Like a bunch of tiebacks, because that's a lot of concrete to be pushing into this.
So I'm not even really fucking moving anything but 16 inches of dirt right here.
And down here, this all has to
Just
go down.
the footer, but up there.
Correct.
That is a lot of fucking concrete.
Yeah. This will need to be 3 sides, you know.
Yeah.
You won't be able to backfill that, and you can only put a little into this corner. So I just put a bunch of kickbacks, you know, drive some 2x4s down the ground, and then it's only the outsides, you know, it's not a form. It's just.
You want to pour this week?
Yeah, ASAP, because I like to get it cured ready before they set.
We can form it today.
Yeah, I'd like to get it formed today. Dick dug and formed today. Get that all cut out, get this cut out, this formed, that side, and make sure all that's ready to go.
Those 2 open trenches are perfect.
Okay. We need to drop some rebar in, so we just need 2 number 4s running down, you know, all out through. And you know, when you put the rebar together, overlap it 2 feet as well, tie it. But that's basically it. These all need to be really like 4 inches higher than our dirt, because the slab, you know.
Whoever's free next, bring me pea gravel.
Yeah, I'm about to I'll get on 40. I can bring you some Wesley. I'm taking another. Alright.
Alright, thank you.
Need to go through with that grade rod and make sure there's no real high spots of dirt, and find like the highest spot of dirt, and then be probably 8 inches above that, which would give us 4 inches of backfill and 4 inches of concrete to the bottom of the wall. Once we get this part done, like we're done with contractual stuff, you know, the backfill, the garage stuff, like that's all extra.
Are we not doing septic?
Yeah, we still gotta do that, but until these walls are set, we'll have to start that entire plan back over, so. And we really need to get all that mine waste to the racetrack before Thursday, because Thursday and Friday, which it may not take both days, but she wants to start on the 1st, so I allowed both days. Well, we need to haul a demo while we're doing that, but if, you know, if it only takes Thursday, then we still have Friday to haul, but it may take both days, I don't know. Hoy no tengo la grava ahí. Necesito estos primero y tengo la máquina adentro por la grava.
All the way back here is the end of that wall.
The wall?
Isn't this rear wall?
Yeah, but it's only 4 foot.
Oh.
What the heck are y'all measuring?
Yeah, that's just the total length of that wall.
Yeah.
It don't matter where this footer starts?
Yeah.
Here or back here? Or...
Yeah, it's gonna start where that superior wall ends at 3 feet. What are you looking at?
Where the
on your
fuck should I
phone?
dig this? Start digging this down.
At the goddamn wall. Where
All the way
it is.
back here?
Yeah. Because that's where our wall will start, is center of here. We don't know exactly, but we'll have to dig that out and go down 16 inches for our concrete. So, not that big of a deal. I was hoping it was deeper. Then you could just hog the gravel out and your footing will be ready, you know. I just have him dig this part while you dig that part down there. We still got our pier footings for the deck out there at 12 feet, but we don't know where 12 feet is until they set the wall, so I'm just gonna wait on that. That's all gotta come out too. So on the inside wall, you need to, same thing as over there, you need to be 8 inches below your top of wall with your dirt, so we can backfill with gravel and concrete and it be even. How the fuck are you gonna get that out now? Build a ramp down there at the bottom. I've got a garage that's going on this house we're about to do, and after shooting elevations, block on the low side is going to be 10 foot tall, and then backfill with stone and slab on top of that. I don't know, since the stone is, you know, self-compacting, if that's considered unbalanced or not, or what do you think about that?
Maybe okay, really just depending on what the inspector's gonna want to see.
I'll call the inspector, I guess, and ask him, but you think this 12-inch block and vertical rebar every 2 feet, every 4 feet on horizontal. Upper side of this will be 4 foot tall superior walls that we're going to tie into with the 10-foot block on the lower side.
Okay.
4 foot on horizontal, or 24 each, 24 both ways.
Well, usually I do 32 on center vertically.
Okay.
Horizontal work.
I'll bid it with that, and I'll put a line item for your fee if, and I'm gonna call the engineer and see what he says. I mean the inspector and see what he says. If he says he wants an engineer on it, then I'll just put that in the bid. Over there, so it's not like we can just put a shitload of dirt on the backside of the garage. What are y'all gonna do with this? Put it down here?
I don't know, I think Vince is talking about maybe putting it down here for fill, I guess. Guess that ain't so steep of a drop whenever it comes to that driveway.
No, we can't really yet because we got to do that block, and then we could put some against it. That's what we were just talking about. Is I think there's going to need to be a retaining wall that comes off this, and then we can build in.
We can put it here for now, and then if we need to reclaim it, we can just take the hose and get it out. Probably honestly the only spot for it. It's really kind of fast, you know?
We could start like building this up as a shelf, because this will eventually need to be, but then it's just going to be a bitch to. We'll have to dig back through it for the septic and everything.
Is it a problem that it's staying right here?
Well, if you're going to move more, you'll end up moving it twice. This needs to be widened a little bit so that this can slope into it. You know, so this needs to slope down, then flat, then slope again.
Okay.
So you could come start pushing it out.
Just push it out a little bit more, probably 3-4 foot.
And then we're probably gonna have to go down to the bottom. So it's gonna have to be slope, flat, slope,
Yeah.
flat.
I think we gotta put another silt fence up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna rain next day or so. We need to get this sealed up pretty good.
I don't know how you do it. I'm getting more and more trucks, but I ain't getting more equipment. I've kind of cut back on the equipment and getting more trucks, but you're doing a little bit of every damn thing.
We are, man, and good grief, dude. At this last week here, man, we've gotten so many calls for hauling. I bought 2 trucks in the last couple months, and I feel like I need to buy another one. There's so much hauling going on.
Dude, I want to right now.
Boy, you rolling over there, ain't you? Why don't you?
It's been wide open, but damn, I blew my 6 up the other day. It's always these $10,000 breakdowns to get me.
Yeah, that hurts, don't it, man? It ain't nickels and dimes. It's these big hits.
When you first started, did you stay with about $30,000 or $40,000 for forever?
You mean in capital?
Yeah, I mean that's what I keep pretty much in my business account 24/7.
Man, sometimes I ain't even got that. I just bet. I try to run pretty lean, man. That keeps me hungry, you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and I guess that's what does it. Cause you want to get something else, then I'll get another truck, and that just takes it up, you know.
It does. I mean, you can run with what you got for a while and just build up money in the bank account, but I've always been a firm believer that money sitting there don't make nothing, you know. I like to buy shit that makes me more money. At some point I want to stop working and that shit can go make me more money, you know.
Exactly right.
That's like my savings account sitting out there in the yard, you know.
He's gonna holler at you. I showed him your videos last night. He just got into YouTube and he plays ball and all that all. time.
Yeah,
Travel ball.
yeah, that's a
How old's
lot.
your boys now? Ain't you got 2 boys?
I got twins. Yeah, they're 6.
I got you. You got it coming.
Yeah, they got a ball game I got to get to in an hour.
Yeah, you wait till you start buying them $500 bats and gloves and all that shit all the time, but I wouldn't take nothing for it though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hell, I'd have never in a million years thought this stuff was that expensive. My old lady asked me the other day, she said, can I buy these ball bats? And I said, yeah, hell, I don't care. Buy them whatever they want, you know. And then I got an alert on my card that said $300. I said, God damn, what kind of bat did you buy? Shit.
You ain't lying.
What kind of bat are they making out here nowadays? Kids are 6 years old, they don't even hit the ball but every once in a while, you know. But you're right, man, it's priceless, you know.
Heck, I've been going as fast as I can, man. There's a lot of people undercut around here. I'm telling you, I know you got it too, though, don't you?
Yeah, we do, man. I mean, there's a lot of folks at Chucks and Trucks, you know, they got a machine and, you know, no overhead.
But I'm about to pull up here to them now.
All right, see you, brother.
I mean, we'll see you.